Every day, millions of people wake up and immediately head for the coffee maker. Without that morning cup, they can't seem to function. They may even experience headaches, fatigue, and irritability if they forget to drink some. Of course, we're talking about coffee. But what makes this brew so compelling? Why can just one cup make you feel so energized and ready to tackle the day? In this video, we're going to look into the surprising science behind why we love coffee so much. And it turns out that this beloved beverage may be a lot more than just a tasty pick-me-up. So grab a cup and let's dive into it. What makes coffee so popular? Well, it could be its unique flavor or the social aspects of enjoying a cup with friends. But for many, it's the stimulating effects that keep them coming back for more. And those effects come from a natural chemical found in coffee beans called caffeine. So how does caffeine work? Well, let's take a closer look at your brain. Inside your brain cells, there's a sleepy chemical called adenosine. As the day goes on, more and more of it builds up, making you feel tired and ready for bed. By the time morning rolls around, your adenosine levels are usually pretty high. That's why you might feel like taking a nap or just want to stay cozy under the covers. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a doorbell that lets you know when someone's at the door. This is your adenosine receptor. Now imagine adenosine is a key that fits perfectly into the doorbell. When adenosine arrives, it rings the bell, and you know someone's there. But now caffeine shows up and tries to use the same keyhole. Because it's the same size and shape as the adenosine key, it can't fit in. So when caffeine is around, the bell doesn't ring, and you don't know someone's there. In other words, you don't feel tired. We'll explain this further later. But because adenosine can't send its sleepy signal to your brain, you might feel like you're getting an energy boost. However, this isn't exactly true. Caffeine isn't giving you energy. Instead, it's stopping you from feeling tired. It's kind of like hitting the snooze button on your brain. So you might think, if caffeine just blocks adenosine, why do you need to keep drinking coffee to feel awake? Well, here's where things get interesting. Your body has a remarkable ability to adapt to the substances you put, what we call tolerance. When you develop a tolerance to caffeine, you need more of it to achieve the desired effect. But what happens when you don't have any caffeine? If you stop drinking coffee altogether, your brain will still have all those extra adenosine receptors, but now they'll be free to bind with adenosine. Since they're now capturing the sleepy signal, you'll likely feel tired, maybe even getting a headache or feeling irritable. This is because adenosine is no longer being blocked and can do its job, making you feel fatigued. This is what we call withdrawal. So it turns out that we don't really get addicted to coffee, but rather we become dependent on caffeine. And that dependency leads to withdrawal symptoms when we try to quit. This explains why coffee drinkers often feel like they need that morning cup. Their bodies are actually craving the caffeine to prevent withdrawal symptoms. But wait, there's more. Besides just waking us up, caffeine has other surprising effects on the brain, like boosting dopamine levels. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a big role in our feelings of pleasure and reward. It's like your brain's own feel-good chemical. When caffeine blocks adenosine, it indirectly increases dopamine in a part of the brain called the basal ganglia. Higher dopamine levels make you feel more alert, motivated, and even happy. That's why coffee drinkers often report feeling good after their first cup. Caffeine also has other effects on the brain. Studies show that it can improve focus and reaction time and generally lift your mood. These effects may be temporary, though since your body does metabolize caffeine over time, it's important to note that everyone reacts differently to coffee. Some people can drink several cups without feeling too wired, while others get jittery after just one. This is partly due to individual differences in genetics, which affects how fast you break down caffeine. Now that we know how coffee works in the brain, let's talk about what happens when you drink it regularly. Every time you drink coffee, you go through a cycle that starts with fixing. Drinking coffee makes you feel good, and you might enjoy that feeling so much you want to repeat it. And because you feel good after drinking coffee, you might start associating it with positive emotions and memories. And this makes you more likely to crave it in the future. But as we mentioned earlier, when you drink coffee regularly, your body can build a tolerance for it. This means that to get the same feeling you once did, you might need to drink more and more coffee. At this point, you're experiencing a withdrawal. If you skip a day without coffee, you might notice that you feel off your game, maybe a bit tired, grumpy, or unable to focus. To combat these symptoms, you end up drinking more coffee, and this keeps you stuck in the cycle. And this cycle is hard to break, because every time you drink coffee, you're essentially tricking your brain into thinking it doesn't need to rest. It's like hitting snooze over and over again, but with less and less time in between each hit. If you decide to take a break from coffee, you might go through withdrawal symptoms like headaches, fatigue, and irritability. This is because your body has gotten used to having caffeine in your system, and now it needs to adjust back to functioning without it. Breaking the cycle of coffee addiction isn't impossible, but it might take some time. Gradually reducing the amount of coffee you drink can help your body adjust and avoid severe withdrawal symptoms. And even if you choose not to quit, knowing about the fix can help you stay aware of your coffee habits and consider if you want to change them. Drinking coffee in moderation can still provide those nice boosts of energy without the heavy dependency. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide how much coffee is right for you. Understanding the science behind coffee addiction can help you make informed choices about your caffeine intake. It's not a bad thing to enjoy a cup or two of coffee daily, but being aware of its effects can help you avoid potential problems down the road. From its ability to block adenosine and boost dopamine to its impact on your energy levels and performance, coffee has a lot to offer. So the next time you pour yourself a cup, take a moment to appreciate the fascinating chemistry that makes it so special. Thanks for watching. Like this video and leave a comment below with your thoughts or any questions you have. Remember to subscribe and check out our other videos for more amazing science and technology content.